Look straight at the data. In the United States, nearly half of all companies fail in their first 5 years. For those that survive, the average owner brings home a modest $70,000, and fewer than 5% ever cross $1 million in sales. The odds are mathematically stacked against you. But the road to $1 billion valuation is not a mystery or a stroke of luck. It is a cold, calculated sequence. True wealth builders don't guess. They operate behind systems designed for predictable growth. Reaching this level requires following a precise sequence of structural choices. You have to stop thinking like a laborer and start calculating how a system scales. That scaling process begins by ignoring small, local issues. A boutique agency or a local shop can earn a functional living, but they lack the architecture for expansion. You must target massive global inefficiencies. To capture significant market share, you have to optimize for global disruption. You are no longer looking for a paycheck. You are engineering a solution for a bottleneck but affects millions. The first strategic bottleneck in this sequence is simple. You must identify a billion-dollar problem. If your machine is the one clearing a global block, a significant slice of that unlocked capital flows directly onto your balance sheet. Analyze the legacy industries. Netflix didn't just offer movies, they attacked the physical friction of renting DVDs. By systematically targeting that inefficiency, they unlocked billions in systemic value that was previously trapped by geography and logistics. But identifying the problem is only half the battle. That discovery is only useful if you pair it with a product that completely resets the benchmark for its industry. Electric cars existed for a century, but they were clunky novelty items, slow and unappealing. When Tesla deployed the Model S, they engineered a premium vehicle that forced every legacy manufacturer to play an immediate game of catch-up. They established a new baseline standard. This combination of a high-value problem and a category-defining product creates your foundational engine. However, even the most powerful engine needs a vehicle to deliver that value to the masses. A premium product remains a prototype unless it's backed by an uncompromising distribution system. Plenty of operations stall at this moment because founders treat the product as the finish line, when it is actually just the start. Amazon is effectively an infrastructure company. They sell commodities available anywhere, but their true power is an automated distribution engine, warehouses, optimized logistics, and delivery networks that scale without collapsing under their own weight. As you expand, you will eventually hit a limit on what you can control personally. Scaling requires a decentralized culture, a shared set of habits and expectations that ensures the mission continues even when you aren't in the room to make every decision. To survive the friction of growth, you must institute operational excellence. Sony built an international reputation by treating meticulous internal processes with the same weight as the final product. At scale, a minor workflow error doesn't just stay small, it cascades into thousands of ruined orders or accounting vulnerabilities. Efficient distribution pushes your value into the world, while operational excellence ensures your internal systems can withstand the pressure of that expansion. High cash flow attracts aggressive copycats. To protect your growth, you have to secure a competitive moat, a defensible advantage that renders the competition irrelevant and ensures that once you win a customer, they stay inside your system. Long-term survival goes beyond technical features. Competitors can always launch a shinier variation or undercut your price. You lock in your lead when you stop selling a commodity and start owning the narrative behind it. In a blind taste test, consumers might call the fluid inside a Red Bull unappealing, but slap that logo on the can and they will pay a massive premium. The brand represents adrenaline and victory, elevating the operation from selling a drink to an identity. A moat captures the market share, but an iconic brand creates a psychological lock-in that makes alternative options invisible to the consumer. The final stage of scale is becoming deeply integrated into the critical infrastructure of global society. You reach the endgame when the world literally cannot function without your system. Apple provides the mandatory infrastructure for daily communication and commerce. Their devices have moved from simple gadgets to the primary storage for global memory. Look at the systems that process the daily transaction volume of the entire planet. Visa and MasterCard are so woven into the fabric of commerce that removing them would cause modern society to grind to a halt. Tying an enterprise to these permanent capital flows creates a state of mutual dependency. When things get volatile, institutions and governments often have no mathematical choice but to protect these entities, because their failure would trigger a total systemic collapse. The math is clear, but information without immediate execution is useless. If you are serious about building generational wealth, you have to stop passively watching and start applying these principles systematically. Hit the subscribe button and lock in your strategy. The roadmap is in your hands, but remember, those who refuse to execute will simply remain average. Stop trading your time for scraps and start calculating your wealth.